thought it might be fun to take a look inside my NLE of choice, Sony Vegas, and see what a timeline looks like when I'm editing a sequence like I'm editing here for the contest. Got a couple of scenes here I'm working on, and here is the basic timeline playing in Sony Vegas. I believe this is version 13. I think right now it's the newest version. And basically you can see, like any NLE, you've got multiple tracks. You can have multiple tracks of video information and multiple tracks of audio information. And we have a bin up here which allows us to look at our various shots. And as I've mentioned before, when I'm creating a scene in iClone, I'll use 10, 15, 20 cameras, shoot the scene from different angles, and then bring all of those clips into Sony Vegas and edit them in an order that I think is effective, and then add my sound effects to them. So let's take a closer look, and we'll look at these first few layers. They are simply titles. We'll solo them, and you'll see it's just simply a title going on here, and we've got the main title coming up here with the transition and another transition going out. So that's all those first three tracks are, a simple title with effects. Then of course the next main track is the track with the video clips. And as we've said, I render a number of camera angles in iClone, and then I bring all of those rendered clips into the bins, and then I select the best shot and then the order of the shot. So I can change up the shot order, of course, and the length of the shot to make it as effective as I think I can make it. And of course, editing is really where things are going to come together as far as your videos go. You have a lot of control at this stage of the game. The next thing that I consider almost more important, and many times it's more important than picture, is the audio. And didn't have a lot of difficult synchronous audio bits to worry about. No one is really talking in this clip, not that that would have been a big deal, but I usually arrange my sync audio, and right now it's simply going to be a series of grunts that I recorded on my own, and added those synchronous, as we'll call them, sound effects, and I keep those in what I label simply a sync track, and you can have, of course, plenty of those if you need them. The next tracks really are made up of sound effects. Typically I would probably group the sound effects a little better than I have in this particular instance. I did, of course, keep my music down. I usually have my music toward the bottom of the layer stack here, and this is where I'll put any music. I use a program called Sonic Fire for creating my music scores. I think, and unless you can hire a person to score it, which would be the best thing to do, Sonic Fire is really a great program that lets you create your music. You can even control how various instruments come in and out, and you can, of course, control the length of the track that you need. And then, of course, I'm controlling some volumes here. With this particular envelope, brings up the volume, takes the volume down, and then we have our music track playing here, and then I've got another track down here with some music as well in it. So keep my music isolated, of course, and then everything else is pretty much sound effects, and we've got a lot of sound effects. Sound effects really make a video, of course, and we've got the engine sounds going on here. We'll have the horses sounds, various wind, noise, the jungle sounds, the ambience of that. All those tracks come together, and it can get rather complex. As you can see, I think, I'll stretch it out here, you can kind of see, got 7 or 8 tracks of just sound effects going on that add, I think, a great deal to a scene and make it a lot more believable. So that's the basic layout. You can certainly get a lot more complicated. Vegas has a lot of tools to help you mix the volumes and levels. I kept this rather simple, and came out, I think, fine for what I needed to do. So I hope this gives you an idea of how an NLE is utilized to pull together all your various clips and render your final project to make it very effective.